Well, hello, my friends. Welcome back to the tiny house build here on the Hodgepodge Lodge. And this episode, I'm going to be putting in the cook cabinet, the one that the induction hot plate is going to go on top of. And I'm going to be building in the fan assembly and probably the microwave shelf. And I'm going to be sheetrocking that little area and insulating it. So let me bring you along here and show you what's going on. Okay, so far I've insulated the wall. This is where the cabinet's going to go in, the drawer cabinet that's going to hold the induction cooktop. And on this wall here, I'm going to be building a shelf, and it's going to house the exhaust vent fan for the stove. And on top of that, there's going to be a shelf for either an induction oven or a microwave. I'm not sure. Maybe both. Who knows? I put this shelf fit back in. Since I put the flooring down, it was a little too tight of a fit, and I had to trim just about a blade width off of this so it would fit back in there nice and tight again. I couldn't get it back in there. It's looking good so far. The floor is sticking down moderately well. I've noticed a couple little spots that I have to keep stepping on and making sure it sticks down good. I've still got the heating blanket doubled up in the back corner there, making sure that stays down. And yeah, I hope this works out because, you know, I like the looks of the floor. And after I get all these cabinets in and the the Murphy bed on this side and the regular bunk on this side, the one that's going to convert to a couch, there's not going to be a whole lot of floor space in the middle here. And just enough to have my fold-up ladder be able to come down here. And we'll get to that, though. Right now, this is what we're working on. And I've got the R13 insulation in there, and I got it all stapled in nice and tight. I cut around the boxes, got it to fit nice and tight. I don't want any air blowing through there. Keep this place as warm as we can. So we have R19 in the floor, and we're gonna have R13 on the walls, and we're probably gonna end up with R13 up in the roof rafters too, from the way it's looking right now. And once I get this side done, I'm gonna move over here to this side, and I'm gonna put the sink cabinet in. I'm gonna insulate these walls, and I'm gonna sheetrock all this. And I'm just gonna put the sheetrock on. I'm not gonna do the taping and texturing yet. Just get it behind the cabinet, and that way I got a nice solid wall back there holding the heat on the insulation. And I still have to do something right down there before I put the cabinet in too. I'm gonna have to get my spray foam in and spray foam this area right about here. Make sure that's nice and sealed so no cold air can get in around the fender wall there. So that's where we're at right now. I'm gonna go start cutting sheetrock, do all my measurements. I'll be back with you. Well, I got the first piece of sheetrock cut and installed. It took a little bit of trimming around and doing stuff, but there it is. Next, I've got to put some foam down in this corner here before I set the cabinet. So I'll get busy doing that. Well, I cleaned up the cabinet a little bit. I gave it a good sanding. I took the door faces off. They're right there. I haven't sanded those yet. But I sanded out the inside of it real good. Sanded out the outside of it. And this side here that faces the living room. Got it all smoothed out. I think that's ready for paint. I'm going to go ahead and put it in sanded and paint it later. I only sanded half of this. I'm going to end up putting another, see how it's got an indentation here? I'm going to end up putting another piece of finished plywood right here to fill that area, so I don't have to worry about getting it too clean there. All right, next thing I'm going to do is go get my foam in there, and I'm going to put this in. Well, I've foamed it in, guys. We'll have to wait and see how much that expands. Who knows, I may have a mess tomorrow when I come in. We'll find out. Okay. Well, everyone, since I'm putting this cabinet in for the stove, for the countertop stove, I thought I'd put a range hood in. So I had this 30-inch range hood in the shop here, It's something I got at an extreme discount. I think I paid somewhere around $7 for this thing. And it's a duct free. That means I don't have to duct it outside. And it's 30-inch, which is the same size as my cabinet, and it's black. So it'll match my refrigerator and my cook stove, my countertop type cook stove I'm going to put on it. It's actually going to be like an induction hot plate type thing. But I got it out of the box and I built a little shelf to hold it here. And there it is, all put in there. I just have it sat in there right now. I haven't quite got it finished here. I got to get rid of a nail that poked through here. And I noticed I got a little gap on this side. But that's just the way it is. I'll just go ahead and seal that up. This is all going to get painted anyway. But so that's what it'll look like in the tiny house right there. It's got a fan, 2-speed fan and a light in it. I'll show you what it looks like from the side. And that shelf there is going to be right up there next to that dual plug. So I'll be able to plug in whatever small appliance I want to put up here, whether it be a toaster oven or a microwave or a convection oven. I'm not sure what I'm going to get yet. Still up in the air on that. But it'll be able to fit there no matter what I choose. So that's going to go in above that cabinet right there. And I've got them both sanded off, and I think they're getting close to being installed now. So I need to go in there and make measurements, and I need to put another piece of sheetrock up too. And then I'm going to install these. Okay, so I insulated the top of that wall. I guess that top of that wall is already insulated. I went ahead and sheetrocked the top of this wall, and I put the little cabinet in that we built, and I noticed that the plug wasn't going to be in the right spot. It was kind of like in the middle of this shelf right here. So I raised it up. I knocked the old box out. The wire was long enough to come up through, see? So I cut a hole in the back of the shelf and I put a remodel box in there. And I've got this shelf just held in with one screw right now, right there, just to position it. And I'm gonna have to take it down because I'm gonna have to put some type of fascia on this edge here. I'm thinking like a bead board or something. Run a bead board down this, then mount the shelf to it. So I might have to move it over just slightly. And I don't have this into position yet. It's just sitting there. Once I do that, I'm going to go ahead and mount this over and put the top on it. And this side I've been putting in this insulation. And I got right to here. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put blocking in for my piping right there. And I'm going to insulate these two. Then I can slide that other cabinet over here. And once I do that, I can start building the rest of this box area here and the shelving I'm going to have on the side for the water heater and storage next to the cabinet. And right here, I'm going to build a little build-up box so my refrigerator will sit up off the ground a little bit. Probably about 6 inches up, just so I don't have to bend over so far to get into the little mini fridge. And I think that'll work out really good. Hey everybody, it's been a few days since I've been out here. I went ahead and took a few days off and enjoyed my holidays. Well, it's actually been about 4 days. But I had a nice Christmas, and I'm getting ready to come back out here and get busy again. Let me show you what I accomplished. Well, I got this wall insulated, and I put one piece of scrap sheetrock I had up here. I'm going to need to put another little piece right here. And we got some insulation in here, got it all buttoned down. And right here, I went ahead and put in a piece right here for hooking my piping up to underneath the sink. And yeah, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some sheetrock right in here, and I'm going to put the cabinet in, and I'm going to have to do this plumbing. I'm going to have to bring that up the outside of the cabinet wall, poke through, then bring this one up and have them both right there. That's where my hot and cold hookup is going to be for the sink. That's what's next. Okay guys, this is the kitchen sink cabinet, and I've chosen a color for it. Right now it's kind of splotchy because it's half dry. I'm going to do it in charcoal, and I'm doing it in a chalk paint. I had some around here, so I thought I would use it. And we had chalk painted some furniture before and stuff, so we had all the specialty brushes and stuff, so just thought I would go ahead and do that. I'm working on the inside right now. Make sure it cleans it up really nice. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to distress this. I'm going to take some 120 sandpaper and I'm going to rough up the edges a little. And I'm going to make it look where it's old. And I'm going to do that with all the cabinets. I think that'll look really good on it. And tell me what you guys think. I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. All right, I got it finished up. This is just the first coat. And it's splotchy because it's drying. I'll get a second coat on here. Then I'm going to go ahead and distress it. And that means I'm going to take sandpaper. I'm going to lighten some of the edges and where the original wood shows through. I got some big knobs for when I build the doors, and I'm going to go ahead and leave those natural wood, which is going to be a similar color to the floor. Now, the reason I'm doing all this is because the floor I put down, the stick down tiles, it's not going to work. Some of the edges are slightly lifting and they won't stay down. And I mean, it would work for a while, but it's not going to work in the long run. So I have some snap lock flooring over there, and I'm going to use it, and I'm trying to use the color of it to design the kitchen and make it look right, if that makes any sense. But anyway, you'll see this is going to look good. I went and got some knobs, some wooden knobs, and I'm going to go ahead and distress those and antique them and leave them natural wood. And it's going to match the floor, and it's going to match the countertop I'm going to be putting up here, which is going to be a butcher block. And I've got to build me 2 doors here. They're 20 inches by 12 inches. So I need to build me a couple doors, and I think I'm going to put this for the insert for the doors. Build me a face frame, then put this style inside of it. So it'll have that old clapboard, beadboard look to it, and I think that'll work out really good. And I'm going to do the other cabinet on the side with the that has the induction cooktop and the hot plate, and I'm going to do the little oven cabinet I put on the wall, and the storage cabinet. So yeah, the pantry, all that's going to get done like this, and the 2 upper cabinets are going to be done like this too. So we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. I'm pretty confident it's going to look nice, and we'll just have to wait and see. Well, guys, I cut down the doors on some of the cabinets, and made me doors for the cabinet here. These are upper cabinet doors, and I think they worked out okay. I got 1 coat of this chalk paint on it. It's drying. It's a little splotchy like before. And I built this panel up here, and I think it's going to be all right. I didn't get to put the beadboard in it because this already had the flat panels. But I'm using what I have here rather than to buy new materials. All righty. Yeah, I've been kind of slacking with the holidays here and stuff, and I'm sorry I haven't uploaded here in the last week and a half, 2 weeks here. So I'm going to go ahead and call an end to this one and get this uploaded to you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next one, all right? Okay, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.